Welcome back to FPL Faff with Jez, Jack, and Jim. I'm Jez.
I'm Jack.
I'm Jim. Jim.
Week 10.
Jim.
Shut the fuck up, Jim.
Guy, hang on. Jez, wait.
No.
You sent me a screenshot going, ooh, take a look at my team. So I'm having a look at your team. Who have you got in there? Not only, but Theo Walcott, the guy who's just scored, because we're recording on a Monday night, and yeah, you gave me so much stick. So
what I will say is, that's something I was looking at. That hasn't happened yet. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm really intrigued. You know,
Why would you not look at him why would you not look at him when Danny Ings is out injured? He's playing up front. I think he's a good. He wasn't interesting a few weeks ago when he was playing as a sub on the right. He was basically a right wing back. But now he's playing up top alongside Adams. I think he's decent. For 5.8, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my thing. For 5.8 and playing up front, absolutely interested. A couple of weeks ago, or even last week, not so much. But now that we know he's going to be playing up top.
I just love how it changes.
But he's... I'm looking at him right now. In his last 3 games, against Villa, Newcastle and Wolves, he's got 2 assists and a goal. And interestingly... He's a midfielder playing as a striker. We always love players that are playing out of position. Like he is someone who
we do
could come in and do a solid.
Yeah. We love that. We love it when they mix it up like that.
Absolutely. Just real quick before we get into it, I want to shout out and say, if you're listening to this, subscribe, follow us, go to our socials, and join our FPL mini league.
And everyone else has stopped listening and have switched off.
Shut the fuck up, Jim. DKSORK. Stick that in your Premier League app. Join the mini league. Laugh at my demise and how poorly I'm doing.
Oh, it's so good.
Please, somebody take over Jim because he's getting too arrogant and it hurts.
Oh, it's not arrogance. I just love bringing you down to earth. Because
you are flying at the minute, mate. Let's talk about your team. Come on, you've had another phenomenal week.
Where are you in the world right now? What is your ranking?
Oh, in the worldwide, 12,000. Yeah, 12,000 in the world.
Jesus,
wow.
In England, I'm 3,000 in England. It's not too bad. I mean, I'm pissed off.
Not too bad. Oh, fuck off.
I
apologize to anyone listening who doesn't like the expletives, but you know what? Tonight, Jim, fuck off.
Yeah, sorry. Not sorry. No, why couldn't Wolves keep a clean sheet? I'm really sad. I would have finished on 80. Alas. But yeah, last week, Jez, you said you had the best team in the world. How many points did you get? Jack, how many points did you get?
This week, I mean, the bonus points are yet to be confirmed from the Southampton game, but assuming that Alex McCarthy comes in with a big 3 points, I've got 78 points this week, which I'll be honest,
nice.
I'm chuffed about. I was so nervous going into this game week. I didn't have Bruno Fernandes. I still don't. I was looking at my team thinking, do I get Salah out? But I figured for the sake of one game week, I didn't want to have to think about getting Mo back in. Like, he's that important. Yeah. I think Liverpool's run of games are great.
Jack, I hate to cut you off and contradict you there, but I recall it was about 11:17, so just past the deadline for this week. And you said, "Oh my god, I forgot that the deadline is an hour and a half before the game. I forgot to transfer out Salah. I'm an idiot." Something to that avail.
I think
don't be giving the listeners this BS about, oh, you know, he's only going to be out for 1 week. You wanted to flip, you forgot it, and you played with 10 men, and you still turned up. You prick.
He turned up.
Hey, listen, if I'm the first. You're right, Jace. I think actually word for word, that's almost exactly what I did say. But if I've done the maths, I've worked it out. If I was to bring in Fernandes for Salah, I would have been effectively 5 points better off. I would have had to have taken a -4 hit. I definitely would have captained him. Instead, I captained Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who got more points than Bruno.
True.
It was just all round a very, very great week. I mean, I'm looking at my defence right now. McCarthy 7, Robertson 12, Corfal 6, Chilwell 7. It's been a beautiful, beautiful week. You throw in Son's 10 points. Even Harry Kane it was a small return, but he got 4 points. And then obviously, Dominic Calvert-Lewin just turned up.
That's insane.
Very, very happy. Very happy. And no minus points, which I'm chuffed about.
Absolutely.
We have had very different weeks. As we all know from the pod last week, I made 3 drastic changes because needs must. And so for a little context, with 4 players to play this week, I was staring at 50 points. Everything's all good. Got to assume you get at least 2 points from the remaining 4 players each. That was a wrong assumption. 55 points. So that's 5 points from the last 4 players. That's some quick maths and some very sad maths.
Embarrassing. I'd say it's bottom of the league maths.
It's gold.
Speaking of embarrassing, though, imagine being one of those people that we called out in the podcast last week. We preemptively said, you are an idiot if you've taken out Son ahead of this week.
Yep.
And he turned up like we said he would.
You made me lose value again, but he turned up. I love that. I love it. He's going to go. He's going to fly back up.
But as we know, having a squad with value suggests that you're getting players before they rise and then become good. So it's a sign of a good player. But more points on the pitch is better than any squad value will ever be. And the fact that Son is dropping in value is just no concern to me whatsoever. I don't care if he drops down to 8 million. He's never leaving my team. He's that important to the way Spurs play. And actually, we'll get into it a little bit later. But I'm trying to find a way now of how do I try and get De Bruyne in, because City have got a nice run. But I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, why would I even get De Bruyne in when you've got Son just turning up every week?
Yeah,
I wouldn't touch him personally. I think I said this even maybe the last few weeks. I don't want to go near Kevin De Bruyne right now. Yeah, he's a great player and he will turn up later in the season. Until he starts doing it, I don't want to touch him. I don't want to think about him.
Absolutely. So, Jack, you might remember me messaging you saying I might be doing 2 big changes, and I was going to allude to it, but I said I'll save it for the pod. One of them was KDB, but honestly, I don't think I will. I wanted to potentially bring him in, for the double game week that's probably going to happen this side of the year. But yeah, I'm still torn about that. I am actually not confident with my team next week.
Who would you get out?
I've got 4 players. Oh, go on. Yeah, who would I get out?
Who are you thinking of getting out to get De Bruyne in?
So, but before we do that, Jim, do you just want to run through your current team and then tell us who you would think about getting out?
Okay, yeah, my current team, I've got Matt Ryan at the back, which is a mistake. I remember bringing him on.
It is a mistake. We've both made that same mistake.
McCarthy, even though McCarthy was doing well, and if we revert back to one of the pods, I said, I'm probably going to regret doing that, and I do, massively. Yep. Because that has given JD the top points this week. I'm probably going to finish on about... the bonus points haven't come in. No, I think I'm going to finish on 76, which is fine. It would have been 80, but whatever. I've got Ayling. Nice clean sheet there. 0-0 Arsenal, which, it was a dreadful game. It was awful.
It was awful.
I said 3-2 in that game, and I was so wrong.
I thought it was going to be goals.
You said 4-3.
Yeah.
Wow, how wrong we got that. Max Kilman, I played him instead of 8-Nuri, but both of them played, which is very interesting. Even with the injury flag that's on 8, he still played. Zuma, lovely clean sheet there. Chilwell with a bonus.
On,
Son, fantastic. Beating City, amazing. Fernandez, I captained him, 22 points. I mean... my heart sank my heart sank when the first pen was saved, but luckily the keeper was off his line. And honestly,
I was about to throw a tantrum like a little kid, and then I saw my notification pop up from you saying retake. Yeah. I'd already turned off the game. It was done for me, and I had to very quickly get it back on in time for that little fucking Jorginho jump thing.
Yeah, it doesn't work. That
it doesn't
trick,
work. It's awful.
It was nice when it lasted, But now, if keepers just wait, now it psychs the striker out, and yeah, they can get punished for that. But I mean, he was way off his line, and he was able to bag it. But oh my god, did I shit myself because captaining him when he gets a penalty saved, that's like double minus points there. Right?
I think I worked it out, and the swing from that was 16 points because we both captained him. Yeah. Oh, it would have been a very different week. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a little bit bitter right now, but I would have been very unpleasant, I think.
Even more than you are now. Wow.
All right,
God forbid. Yeah, carrying on. Do you know what? I thought I was being really smart bringing in Barkley. And what does he do? In the first 30 seconds of the game, he pulls his hammy.
That was harsh.
He pulls his
really
hammy.
Harsh.
But also, what I found interesting is that Villa were nothing without him. They were nothing
He's
without him. Obviously, Grealish was still the best player on the pitch, but without... it just looked like Villa from last season where the whole team relied on Jack Grealish to do everything, and he just can't do it by himself, as you know. That was proven when they were fighting relegation last season, but they really missed Barkley. So I think I might keep him in. He got 1 point.
I probably would. I mean, obviously it depends how long he's going to be out, but if it's just 1 or 2 weeks, I'd keep him in.
Yeah.
I'd keep him in.
They've still got a great run of fixtures. They've still got 7 good fixtures coming up. So I hope he'll come back against who's it going to be against? Away to West Ham. So let's see about that. I've got James Rodriguez still. So Barkley and James Rodriguez were the ones that didn't turn up for me this week. Sorry.
James will find it next week.
So I'm debating to captain James for next week. I think.
Nice. As am I. I'm looking at him.
Yeah, I've had a feel like he was integral to the 3-2 against. Who were we playing again? Remind me. Fulham. Yeah, of course. I actually on Fulham, they were so good in the second half. I couldn't believe it. Bringing Loftus-Cheek, I shat myself because he was honestly. If
Why
it
is he not
continued,
starting?
they would have won. Exactly. Why is he not starting?
Right,
and Lemty.
The thing is, Loftus-Cheek has been very average the first couple of games. Well, the first 9 game weeks this season. Oh, sorry, no, 8 before this one. He really hasn't looked like doing much. But we all know he's a class player, and maybe he's better as an impact player.
He's such a presence in that midfield. The only thing I'd say is that he doesn't score often, so I wouldn't be advising players or FPL managers to get him in anytime soon. No. He's there are better players around that price point, but he's a great player. He changes the way the Fulham play. He's a real force.
If he starts, we talk about Loftus-Cheek still, right? If he starts, he'll be. I think you should have a look at him if he keeps starting. I think he's going to keep. If they start him, I feel like Fulham might be able to stay up this season, but I don't think they will.
No, I don't.
And also Lemty, if he had just that extra James vision, honestly, he would have been insane. Like they would have sorted it out. Lemty was Brighton, wasn't it? Brighton.
Yes,
Villa.
he was.
Sorry, I'm mixing it up because Lookman was incredible for.
Jim, get off the drink.
I know. I'm mixing 2 games up because we were talking about Villa
mixing
before.
2 games, mixing 2 drinks.
Correct. But yeah. I was shitting myself. But like James Rodriguez, going back to the Fulham Everton game, he was assisting the assister, and I just feel like at home to Leeds, I think he might be. I've got a feeling
he was playing all those third passes, wasn't he? He's good. I look at that fixture. I know they've just kept a clean sheet against Arsenal, but Leeds have been. I think they've conceded the most goals this season out of anyone in the Premier League. Everton are at home. They're off the back of a win. It's the kind of game where it wouldn't surprise me if he got 17 points. I'm gonna keep with him for. Well, Everton have got a nice run. They've got 3 nice games. I'm gonna stick with him. But I'll get to my team in a bit. Jim, I want to hear the rest of your team.
Yeah. Okay. And then Kane and Calvert-Lewin. Kane got the assist, which was lovely. Calvert-Lewin bagged 2, which was again lovely. I won't talk about my bench. I did bench Salah, obviously. He's going to be coming in for the next game week. But yeah, it was just.
Why would you make any changes to that team? That's scary.
Okay, I'll tell you my formation. I've gone for a 3-5-2.
I believe that's called a Jez.
Sure. And at the moment, I've got Fernandez as my captain away to Southampton.
Ooh,
But I'm thinking it's going to be either Calvert-Lewin or Rodriguez. I'm hoping. The thing is, to change, I brought Mo Salah back on. So at the moment, my bench is looking like Zuma on the bench, Brewster and Kilman. The reason being, I've got 4 players that are in the same game. So that's not going to be beneficial to me. So, if one team wins, then 2 of my big players are fucked. So
you got to choose at that stage. You're right. You got to kind of make a call at that one, right? You can't have. It's difficult to have 4 players competing against each other.
Yes. Do I want Sane and Con? Sane
and Con.
Yeah. I want Sane to? I need to stop drinking. Do I need Sane to score? Yes. So why would I have 2 Chelsea defenders? So
absolutely.
that was my thinking. But,
it's a nice team though, Jim. Very, very nice. Nice formation as well. I think there's a lot of teams that have gone for 3-5-2.
And what's yours looking like?
So mine is. I didn't make. No, I did. Sorry, I made one transfer last week. I took out Romain Saiss. Finally, put in Corfal, who had a great game for me. 6 points. The one thing I will say, and it's massively frustrating, but I've only got myself to blame. This is the 4th week in a row where I've had 10 players getting me points. I haven't had a full 11 in 4 weeks, which is massively.
That is why I hate you. You're still turning up every week with 10 players.
Massively concerning. No, it's not. It's made me. It's a balance between a poor bench and a lot of players having injuries and COVID and things that are just really difficult. I'll run through my team now. I've got McCarthy in goal. Got me 7 points this evening.
So pissed off with that.
Andy Robertson. I mean, he's one of the best left back in the world. 12 points. I was chuffed with that. Corfal, 6 points. Chilwell, 7 points. So points from my defence, really chuffed with them. In midfield, Salah was in my starting 11. That shows you the strength of my bench. Really, really poor. Son coming in with 10. Grealish with 1. James with 2. Ziyech with 3. How he missed that chance. Oh my God. If anyone sees, he was 3 yards out and poked it wide. I couldn't believe it. But
I mean, he does play for West Ham after all.
He does play for West Ham, but he's getting in good positions and he's tall. I think there's more to come from him. I captained Calvert-Lewin, who came in with a total of 26 points. Thrilled. I was hoping it was going to be. All I wanted was him to score, let alone get 2 goals and 3 bonus and beat Bruno. I was thrilled.
And he got that goal in the first 40 seconds, and I messaged you and I was just like, "Are you happy about that?" And you're like, "Yes."
It was good. It was Fulham, mate. Like they can't keep clean sheets. And then of course Harry Kane. I'm looking forward to next week. I don't have Bruno. This scares me that people do. I worry that if I'm going to get him, I'd only be doing it to cover myself rather than actually wanting him in my squad, which is never a good reason to get a player in.
Why don't you want him in though?
I don't want him in because
you don't want him for 10.8. I mean, geez, like a week ago he was 10.5.
It's not the price. I think he's good value. Like he's getting on the score sheet. He's getting point. He gets bonus as well. But I don't know. I'm hesitant to get him this year. I had him like last season. I think as soon as he joined United, I played him every game.
You did. You're the reason why I got him in.
I just think if there's no penalties in his game, there are so many other players I'd rather have. Like I don't want to get and I don't have the luxury of getting out just one of my midfielders and putting him in. I have to get rid of. If I want to get him in, I'm considering getting rid of James and Robertson and putting in Fernandez and a 4.5 defender, which I don't really want to do because Robertson's great. I definitely don't want to get rid of Son either because he's on fire, and then I'm going to have to find a cheaper alternative maybe to get rid of a Callum Wilson or a Calvert-Lewin again, which I don't want to do that either. So I feel like I'm having to change too much of my team to get in one player, which
you can't really do.
I don't know. I don't like the idea of it.
I mean, look, I very much like the idea of you not getting him in because he will continue to turn up.
I don't know, man. I personally like having 3 strikers. I've got Calvert-Lewin, Wilson, and Kane. I think they could score at any time, the 3 of them. At midfield, I've got Salah, Son, Grealish, and James. I don't feel we need to change that. If I get rid of Robertson, I've got Corfal and Chilwell in my back line. It just doesn't seem enough for me. I think if I'm going to do it, I'm going to get rid of Robertson and James, and then a 4.5, maybe a Lamptey, who will inevitably go down in value after his suspension, something like that. But it's not ideal. I feel like I'm getting him in for the wrong reasons. It doesn't feel right. I'd rather get De Bruyne if I can. It's one of those situations.
Okay, that is an incorrect and unwise choice, but Jack, you do you.
Yeah, the thing is, Man United are nothing without Bruno. They wouldn't have got scraped, which was an awful game to watch, that 1-0 victory. They're nothing without Bruno. He's literally like Grealish, the playmaker.
He is, and United are quick, and they get in the penalty box and they attack. So that's why they get so many pens, because they force the issue.
Can we talk about Martial
so
being
important.
so shit?
Oh, look, I don't want to talk about Martial because I'm going to get angry. I think I called it a couple of weeks ago. Martial, the laziest player of 2018. Last year, he started lighting up, and he's gone back to it. I'm sorry, the guy's getting paid how much per week? Just fucking show some effort. Just run after a ball. Just run after one ball. That's all I'm asking.
It was actually, I didn't see the game, which I was frustrated about.
No, you didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything.
You literally missed nothing.
Would you captain him though, Bruno, next week, Southampton? Southampton were a great side. No. I don't think I would. I'm
not going to captain him. No chance.
I'm looking at Salah personally. If he's back,
I am also looking at Salah.
It'd be raring to go against Brighton.
He actually does really well away as well. Yeah,
he does very well away. Yeah. It's either him or James Rodriguez, as we've talked about. I mean, it might even do 2 weeks in a row on Calvert-Lewin. He plays so well when Richarlison's back in the team. I was dead impressed.
Everton are nothing without Richarlison though.
Correct.
And James. I mean, we saw it when we lost against fucking Newcastle, and I'm not giving any disrespect to Newcastle, but I'm sorry, we should have really have lost that game. But it's because we had no one in the place where Richarlison would be, and it was really upsetting. But yeah, and obviously we had James and Richarlison subbed off towards the end. Honestly, I thought that Fulham were going to come back. They could have easily have got a draw, maybe gone on to win it. So I'm so glad the final whistle was blown when it was. But anyway, Jez,
yes,
let's run through your team. Your points now and your formation going into next week.
Oh, you want to know my points? Oh, don't embarrass me. God. Okay, so I got 3 from Matt Ryan at the back, which is fine, not great, and certainly not the same as McCarthy. Kilman with 2, Chilwell with 7, Justin with a big fat donut. Fernandez, who was my captain, so that's 22 points for me. Brewster coming off the bench, huge mistake. I thought he would either start or wouldn't play.
Oh,
1 point from him.
That game was awful as well.
Get rid of him.
And thing is, okay, I thought, okay, he'll either start against West Ham and maybe use a shot, and Leeds are definitely not keeping a clean sheet, and I've got Dallas as my other bench player, or he won't play, in which case I've got Dallas, no problem. He did play for 27 minutes, did nothing. Dallas was playing a central attacking midfielder role, looked likely, ended up on 5 points, probably unlucky not to score.
Love that you wasted 5 points on the bench.
Anyway, Heung-min Son, 10 points in the midfield. Ziyech got him in 3 points. Fine. Grealish got him in 1 point. Glad I burned 8 points to get 10.
Oh, God, it's so... Oh.
It's just gold. I love it.
Like 55 points is by decent week. Everyone should be happy with 55 points. It's the fact that you're living with yourself, Jez, and you also took a -8 to get there. Like,
So, what is that? 40?
Awful.
So,
40 what?
I'll tell you why I'm livid with myself. Well, so actually, to finish it off, I've got Harry Kane and Bamford up front with 4 and 2 respectively, which is, again, nothing. Why am I livid with myself? Because in our mini league, every person who was ahead of me, bar one, had an absolute blinding week because they had DCL or they had somebody else who turned up. I had 2 players who turned up, and everybody else did fucking nothing. If I hadn't captained Bruno, I probably wouldn't have showed up today.
Nah, mate, it's 55 points is good. Look, it's a marathon, not a sprint. We say it every week. We have to review every game week. We look at the players individually, but as if you were to average out 55 points for every game week for the rest of the season, that's a very, very decent score come the end of it all.
I just want to add, did you, Jez, get your place where you said you would be this game week? Did you, or are you? Where are you in the league?
I did not. I haven't gained any places. I haven't dropped any places, but I sure as hell have dropped some points. So that's where I am.
Where's your global rank, Jez?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because I think anywhere within the 1 million mark, you're in the top. You're in the top kind of 15-20% there.
Yeah, I am not in that 1 million mark. I'm just under 1.5.
Okay.
Wow. There's a massive difference from that 1.5 to my 12.
12,000, mate. It's huge.
That's insane. It is insane.
Good.
I just checked. It's the best I've had so far. And I'm 100 points from being in the top 5.
It's incredible, sure.
Right, Zaha has COVID. I'm stopping that there. I'm sorry. I can't continue on with my tongue up your anus, Jim. I can't. Zaha has COVID, so he's going to be out for a couple of weeks.
I'm happy about that. Sorry for everyone who's got him in.
I'm happy about that too, to be honest. And Crystal Palace are nothing without him, so that's honestly that's okay for those of us who don't have any Palace players.
Yeah. I am also happy about that. And I'm happy because Callum Wilson should be back from injury, who plays Crystal Palace in his next game. So I'm hoping that he's going to turn up there. It's rough for Crystal Palace because they've actually got quite a nice run of fixtures. And for Zaha to be out for 2 games is a real problem.
Brutal. Yeah,
they just don't have the squad to fill him. I don't really know who else is going to replace him.
They had Benteke and Batshuayi tonight, and I was watching that game, and they just don't have the killer instinct, I think Benteke had the best chance of the game, and he didn't even shoot. The ball just hit his legs because he couldn't coordinate himself.
Mate, his confidence is... I've never seen a footballer who's just completely derived of any faith in his own ability whatsoever. It's like those days when he was at Villa, I completely passed him. I feel sorry for the guy because he was good at Villa. I remember he scored, I think it was 16, 17 goals one season. Went to Liverpool, done fairly well for the first season, and then from that point on, he's just been fading away into the abyss. Never a consideration for an FPL squad.
Absolutely,
no, absolutely not. Also, I do want to mention because we do our predictions at the end of the pod every week. And we get them horrifically wrong sometimes. I just want to throw it out there that we got this one right. Well, I got this one right. 1-0 Burnley. Big up the North.
Yes. Yes. And Nick Pope, what a game. Incredible between the sticks.
He made one save. He just jumped out there, threw his arms wide, and just knew that he was going to take something in the face.
He's a great goalie. When's he going to take over Pickford? I have no idea. He deserves it.
Pickford is the number 4, in my opinion, as the English goalkeeper right now.
I'm a big fan.
It's mad. Yeah, I love Pope. He was solid last season.
Let's just talk real quick about the Leicester-Liverpool game. So that was interesting because Liverpool are basically playing their B-side and they've somehow thrashed Leicester 3-0.
Yeah. I'm surprised with that. I said obviously I would want Leicester to take that, but they were a shadow of their former selves against what would what we can say is a injury-ridden Liverpool, and Liverpool were incredible, so
And they
confident on the
even picked up
ball.
another
I
injury.
hate saying it; they were so good.
They were Liverpool were great, but the one Liverpool were great. Like nothing more to be said there. Leicester looked like a League Two team. I'd never seen look at where they are in the league. Like the squad is incredible. They're a good team. Vardy was nowhere. I was
And
really
Barnes.
disappointed.
I didn't even realize he
disappointed in
played.
Harvey Barnes. Really disappointed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's mad. I'm
So,
surprised
do you-
they didn't start with Pret. He went
no, do
with
you know what?
Barnes instead, but
Yeah, but because Barnes, Tielemans, and Madison, they're a pretty good trio, and they've worked together in the past. But it just didn't switch on last week.
Madison being on he was on the wing, wasn't he? And it was just so out of place for him. I feel like
It just doesn't
he
work.
just
for
couldn't
him.
get into the game.
He needs to be in the center of the park with the ball at his feet.
Yeah,
End of.
yeah. It was really bizarre.
So, real quick
Yeah.
before we go into the transfers in and out, let's talk about Diogo Jota because he's been huge.
Oh,
Yes.
man, what a player!
I think
he was
I
the
saw the
difference.
stat. He's the first player in Liverpool history to score in his first four home games.
Wow.
Wow.
What
He's-
stat that is?
He started in amazingly.
I
Ja-
really hope he continues to play even with Salah, Mane, and Firmino all back in action.
I'm actually looking at getting him in.
Jota, yeah. Well, 6.6, and he's starting up front for Liverpool. It's one of those though. Salah's back next week. Mane's fit. It's Firmino. I thought Firmino was fantastic again, and he got on the score sheet, which is a rarity. Where does he? Like, he doesn't fit in there still for me, regardless of form. Like, you're not going to get past Salah and Mane.
Maybe Firmino though. Maybe
Firmino, but he just doesn't do the same things that Firmino does. I know Firmino doesn't get the goals and assists, but he knits the whole thing together. I just can't.
He
see
would force
him
Liverpool
doing
to
it.
change their formation. I think if he was going to take Firmino's place, you would have to play Salah through the middle and Jota on the right. And I don't think Klopp really wants to do that while he's still winning games.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's get into transfers in and out. We'll start off with transfers in. Jota is number one on that list. 250,000
Wow.
people have got him in already. So he's 6.6, 15% of teams own him. Number two is Bruno, unsurprisingly, coming in at 10.8. Jamie Vardy is number three.
Really? Oh, they do have
Yes.
some good fixtures coming up.
They've got great fixtures. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they got Fulham, Sheffield United, and Brighton in their next three. I mean, you got to think he's scoring there in at least all of them really. Number four is Ben Chilwell.
Chilwell.
Yes.
DCL number 5. 60% of teams have Calvert-Lewin.
That pains me. Why did I get rid of him? Why?
Yeah, I would not have got rid of him. Not because he's got
myself.
He's been a different player this season.
I just thought he
I'm
could
enjoying
keep it
him
up.
in my team. Let's put it that way.
Oh.
And Everton have got nice fixtures as well. They've got Leeds, and obviously Leeds coming up next, and they got Burnley away. Actually, which it's not an easy game. They've just kept 2 clean sheets on the bounce. Burnley. Son comes in at number 6.
Again. Yep.
Again, a lot of teams have him. 58% of teams. Jack Grealish, number 7. Kurt Zuma, number 8. Andy Robertson coming in at number 9. He's still
That's a little
7.1.
surprising.
He's very expensive. But as we saw on the weekend, he is worth it.
12 points he got you. 12 points.
12 points he got me. I was pleased. And Ziyech comes in at number 10. Who he put a cross onto Tammy Abraham's head in the first half, which I don't know how it didn't go in, but that guy has just got the maddest vision. I was so impressed. He's a great player.
He really is. I do want to get him in, but I don't think I can. I can get him in if I took out Rodriguez, and I want to give Rodriguez another game.
I think with the run of fixtures for J-Rod, you shouldn't be making the swap right now. Maybe
or
3
even
or 4 weeks'
Grealish,
time.
you know. I want Grealish in, and I can't. It means I have to get rid of Rodriguez. But I can't.
Not now.
I tried to do a swap for Barkley, a straight swap for Barkley for Jota, and I'm 0.2 away.
Oh,
Really
that's
I'm
sad
not sad about that.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect. Oh, that's such a shame.
Jim, you know who you should get?
Go
Dale
on.
Stevens, very, very good FPL player.
Jez, this is
here
a
he's gonna turn
podcast
up.
about all of the expert opinions. You're giving team suggestions of a guy that's going to get no more than 50 points all season.
You think he's going to get 50? Jeez.
Okay, something players out.
Yeah.
For the second week in a row, Trent Alexander-Arnold is number 1 on this list.
Correct.
Why people still got him? How have people
I
still
don't
got
understand.
He doesn't have a return date, but he's plummeting in price. He's played 8 games this season and he's got 21 points in total, which is less than 3 points a game. It's not the trend that we've seen of the last couple of seasons. Number 2 is Salah, who people are still nervous that he's not going to get over his bout of COVID.
I'm very happy about that. I don't care if everyone gets him out and his value goes down because he is not leaving my squad and he will turn up.
I don't want his value to go down, but yeah, he's not leaving my team either.
No
He's
chance.
not leaving my team. I think if I know he's not going to play against Brighton, I don't want to have 2 weeks of him not playing. I probably will get Bruno in for Salah and then switch him back. But I guess we'll see how we go this week. Wilfred Zaha, number 3. James Rodriguez is number 4.
That makes sense.
It does make sense. It does make sense. Tariq Lamptey is coming in at number 5. He is, because it was 2 yellows, he's only missing 1 game.
He didn't deserve that final, I don't think, that final card. Before that, he had a cracking game. And I said before when I got confused with the Villa and Brighton game, with the Fulham and Everton game, he was so good. And he just needed that extra vision. Yeah.
He was great. No, he quite often plays as a right winger. But the one thing I'd say about Tariq Lamptey is, as good as he is himself and going forward, I think he leaves Brighton so exposed at the back. They just can't keep clean sheets. And that's a problem for FPL, because when he's bombing forward and he's a quick player, but he leaves a massive hole, and it just doesn't work for a team like. But you can do that for Chelsea, where he used to play. Like, you're able to get people to fill in his position, but it just doesn't work for Brighton. I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see how that evolves.
But luckily, they do have Ben White, and he was excellent in that game.
Great player. He was great for Leeds last season. Big fan of him.
Mm-hmm.
Romain Saiss is number 6. Jorginho is number 7. Am I right?
3 weeks too late with Jorginho.
It does make me very happy to see that Jorginho is still in some people's teams. So maybe I'll be able to get inside the top 1.5.
Yeah, he's been out for a little while, right? He's just not getting the game time. Yeah. Callum Wilson, he's still got a flag. He's number 8. People are shipping him out. Unsurprisingly at all is Aubameyang, number 9. What has happened?
Wow.
What has happened to the guy?
He can't get a kick of the ball. I was watching that game. So first of all, obviously it was the worst game of all time. But Willian, I'm surprised that he was even on the pitch. Like, I didn't see him on the ball, and he's obviously a big creator. Arsenal had nothing in midfield, and obviously if you want to get the ball up front, you sort of have to have the ball in midfield. I don't know what they were doing.
It was weird. Yeah, he's just found this spot on the left wing where he's filling in a hole, and he's just not. Yeah, he's just not a striker. You know, he's not the kind of player that we've seen him score goals in the past. Bit disappointed with him, and Arsenal suffering, honestly, just not scoring.
He's not a good enough winger. You know, if he's going to play on the wing, he's not going to put in the type of crosses off his left foot that you would expect from a winger.
Yeah,
he shouldn't be playing there. You know.
What were you going to say, Jim?
Yeah, so as an Arsenal fan, Jack, what do you want Arsenal to be doing now?
Well, I have faith in Arteta. I think he's a good manager. He's a good manager. We've stalled as a club at the minute. We're just not getting consistency. I was really excited about the start of the season. We won obviously the FA Cup. We won the Community Shield against Liverpool. Like, there's a lot of good buzz around the team. I was hoping we were going to press on. It slowed down. I mean, we're looking good in Europe. I think that will carry on. I think we might have a good campaign in Europa League, but it's the league that we need. Like, everyone knows it's the Premier League. It's the most important. it's just consistency in results, I think, for Arsenal. They've been pretty good at not conceding. I've been quite impressed at like their defensive shape. That's always been a problem the last few years, but it's definitely come at the expense of not looking good going forward. I don't know what's happened. Like why is Lacazette and Nketiah, Aubameyang, Reece Nelson? You've got some like Pepe. You've got some great players going forward, but they're just not gluing.
Hang on. Let's not include Pepe in that great players going forward chat. I'm sorry, he's trash in my eyes. He is not a good player. He's got 10 step-overs to go nowhere and fall over.
I think he is an incredible player. He's just not got he's not gelling properly yet. But what he did was just ridiculous.
Oh, it's stupid.
So ridiculous.
Unacceptable. As I think Arteta said in his press conference, you just can't you can't do that. It was immature. Slightly concerned about where we're going, but hopefully the players can have a little rest after the Europa League group stage. There's always that kind of couple of months period where you don't have to travel so much. You're focusing just on the league. I'm hoping there's a good run of games that Arsenal can just get their head down and crack on. And then just to finish off the top 10 out players, I am shocked to see this. Jack Grealish is number 10. I know he got 1 point on the weekend, but with Villa's fixtures, he's their talisman. Why are people getting him out? I have no idea.
I think they may be thinking of getting him out because Barkley might not be back in time, and
possibly. But I think that makes him all the more important. Like I would rather have him there if because they're just gonna. The thing about Villa is that if they don't know what to do, they just give the ball to Grealish, and if they're hoping that he can do something. And I
you can't always do that, but can he?
In my team. But can he?
Yeah. I just actually want to bring it back to that Arsenal and the Leeds and Arsenal game. I mean, you got to give Arsenal credit for what was it, 20 minutes, 1, with 10 men. Like,
I think it was like half an hour.
It was close. No, it was longer. It was the 51st minute that he was sent off. So
there you go.
Do that maths, like 39 minutes plus extra
and this
time.
is a Leeds team that loves scoring. Like.
But
they did well.
Burton then I thought was great.
He was incredible. So first of all, Leeds hit the bar, I think 4 times, the bar of the post like 4 times. Leno came up with an incredible save. So I was sweating very hard. And look, I'm not happy that I left Dallas on the bench for a clean sheet anyway, but he pinged one bound for the top corner, and Leno's big fat hand just got there in time. That was incredible.
He's a quality keep. He's a quality keeper, yeah.
Should we go into fixtures?
Yes, let's do it. So, first up, we've got Crystal Palace versus Newcastle.
Go on, Jack. What do you think?
A tight one, I think. I think this will be a close game. I thought Newcastle were appalling against Chelsea, so I'm not thinking that they're going to turn it. 1-1. Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, mate, no, this has got 0-0 written all over it. I just can't see either. I can't see either. It's 8:00 on a Friday night. No one wants to be there. No one, even in a lockdown, no one wants to be there. No one wants to watch it. It's the deadest game of the week, I reckon. I'm just skimming through. I think it is, but no, it's got 0-0 written all over it. But let's see.
It definitely does. I think. Even with Wilson coming back, Newcastle was so average. I don't see them scoring. And Palace with no Zaha, I don't see them scoring either. I just don't know where it's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Brighton, Liverpool.
With hopefully a Mo return. I think it'll be like seasons previous. I'm just looking at the head-to-heads. Brighton have never beaten Liverpool. Ever.
Oh, wow.
The same fixture last year, it was 3-1. And
I think that sounds about right for this one, to be honest.
Guess who scored?
Was it a Mo hat-trick?
I think it might have been. Let's have a look. Sorry, trying to get the stats up. Well, Mo got king of the match. It might have been a Mo hat-trick.
Let's just say it was.
Yeah, let's just say it was.
Let's just hope it will be again.
Yeah,
oh, interesting to see. Robbo got a few assists in that game,
boy.
That's a good one for you, Jack.
Nice.
I think even though Brighton have got a well-deserved victory finally, I I still think it might be like a 2-1 to Liverpool.
I think Brighton will score, to their credit. I think they're going to find their back in this one. It won't be a clean sheet for Liverpool, but I do like the fact that Tarrant Lamptey is out and I have Robertson, so they're going to have a makeshift right back, which I think Robertson is just going to cruise all over that. I'm going to go 3-1 Liverpool.
I'm going to agree with 3-1 Liverpool, and I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. So Mo Salah's going to get 2, and Jota is going to come on late in the game, probably play about 30 minutes, and he's going to score again.
Don't say that.
I think Robertson, unfortunately, is going to get 2 assists, and I think Fabinho is going to make a mistake that leads to a Brighton goal. 3-1.
Mystic Jez. Love it.
Mystic Jez.
Fabinho has been cracking as centre back so far.
Look, yeah, he has, but he's not a centre back. And
no, he's not. But
he plays like a midfielder who's got somebody behind him, but he's the last line of defense. He sometimes plays a little bit loose with the ball. I'm not so sure that he won't make a mistake. Man City, Burnley.
Well, what can we say about this one?
I mean, look, one of these teams is coming off a resounding victory, and one of them is coming off a shocking loss.
No, I
think we all know that Burnley's going to take this one.
It might be tighter. Is this when City find their form and getting like 7 goals?
Well, if it's not, I'm sorry, they need to be immediately relegated.
Thing is, Burnley aren't actually that easy to score against, are they?
I was going to say, I don't get me wrong, City are going to win, but I think it's very hard to do that with Burnley. I think the last time Burnley played City, they lost like 4-5-0. But I think it's going to be 2-0 City, and I think it will be closer than we all think. Burnley have just come off the back of 2 clean sheets in a row. They won tonight. I think they'll make it hard for Man City, but it'll be a 2-0 win, I think.
Right,
the
here we go.
Same fixture last year, it was 5-0 to Man City.
Yeah, thought so.
Okay, guys, Mystic Jez is making his second appearance tonight.
Do it.
Let me tell you what's going to happen. Kevin De Bruyne is going to score from a free kick. Oh, so first of all, it's going to be 4-1. Chris Wood is going to score an early one with his fat head on the ball. 1-0, absolutely shocking, in like the 3rd or 4th minute. Wow. City are going to respond by absolutely dicking on them for the rest of the game. They'll have about 10 shots on target. Excellent saves coming in Burnley's goal. Kevin De Bruyne is going to put one in from a free kick. Foden's going to run riot. He's going to get 2. Gabriel Jesus, he's going to score as well. So there you go.
Interesting.
Nice. Let's see what happens.
Everton leads.
Well, I didn't say who I was going to say for, but yeah.
Oh, sorry.
City. City, and it's going to be. I'm going to agree with Jack 2-0.
Right, we've gone from Mystic Jez to clinically depressed Jim.
Yeah.
Okay, now Everton leads.
Do you know, I'm actually not confident.
Both teams to score.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 3-1 Everton.
I love that.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I think I'm going to hope more than actually think. I want this to be 1-1, and I'm going to say it's 1-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
West Brom Sheffield.
Anticlimactic.
Do you know what? Again, shut the fuck up. West Brom Sheffield.
West Brom Sheffield. I think we're all looking at this and we're going to think it's up there with Palace and Newcastle as an absolute bore draw. I'm gonna flip it on his head and say these teams are they're gonna look at each other, these teams, and think if we're gonna stay up in the division, these are the games we need to win. And for that reason, I think we're gonna have quite an open game. I've got 2-2 for this.
Whoa. I don't know how Sheffield are scoring 2 goals, but I definitely agree that West Brom are going to score.
I didn't say there'll be 2 goals from Sheffield United. It could equally be 2 own goals by West Brom.
Yes, it could. Wow.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Oh, seriously.
Jim, what do you reckon?
I mean, why can't Sheffield just score? Why can't they do anything? I just don't get it. I think West Brom are going to have it because Sheffield United are having an absolute shocker. At least West Brom, have been scoring. And here, what was his name?
Depends who you're talking about.
Carlon Grant.
No, he hit the crossbar, didn't he? He had a amazing shot.
For West Brom, yeah, Colin Grant plays up front.
Was it?
Yes.
It was Callum Robertson.
Right.
He's going to score. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, he's going to score. It's going to be 1-0 to West Brom.
I think it's going to be 3-0 to West Brom. I think it's going to be absolute. Well, I can't call it a master. I can't call it a masterclass, but I think one side's going to play attacking football. One's going to play very bad defensive football. I think there's only really one result here. Southampton, Man U.
I think this will. I think this will be a good game of football. I like Southampton this season. I think they're a really good team. They play good football. They're really well balanced. I like them going forward. I like them in defence. I don't trust United's back line, but I do think they've got more going forward. So I've got 2-1 United.
Ooh.
I'll agree with that. Hopefully both of them will be Fernandes.
Look, I would love for that to happen. I'm definitely a big advocate of Fernandes scoring as many goals as he can. Somehow I don't see it this week. I think it's going to be 1-1 actually. Yeah. Chelsea Spurs.
Always a good game. This will be the game.
I think this will be the game of the week.
Game of the weekend.
This is the one I'm most scared about. As I said before, I've got 4 players in this game.
Yep.
And at the moment, I've benched a really informed Zuma, who, okay, so this is going to be a little tactic that I might share, that I'm going to share with any listeners. I might actually transfer out because I've already made 0.2 million on him. He's now valued at 5.4. I'm thinking of getting him out for another Chelsea defender who is 5 at the moment, which is Reece James.
Nice.
Who will, because he looks like he's going to be, that Frank is going to be starting him hopefully every game now. And he's incredible. He's really good.
He's amazing. I'm a massive. I had him in first week and he did really well, but then kind of I got him out because he didn't start a couple of games, which was a mistake. I don't know whether Azpilicueta plays these games. He played against United and I think he did that for solidity. I could totally see it happening again where they just need to look after Harry Kane. And do you go with someone who's been there, done that, and Azpilicueta, or do you go with someone who gets forward like Reece James? And is this the game to play him? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Why would you mix it up when they're playing so well at the moment?
Because Spurs are so good going forward as well. You've got Reguilon at left back he's been great for Tottenham. And I'd worry that if you're not looking after him and you've got Harry Kane's head in the box, it could be a horrible score. I'm gonna go 2-2.
Wow.
Yep.
So that just proves that I shouldn't have 2 Chelsea defenders playing in my first 11.
I wouldn't say for this game week. I think Tottenham are going to score against Chelsea. I think they will. I think there's too much. They've got too much going forward. To have 2 Chelsea defenders might be a bit strong.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I was just thinking of, like getting him in, getting James in. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to agree with you, Jack, because I don't know what to say. I want goals from Chilwell and Son and Kane. That's all
look,
I can say.
if those 3 guys could all score, that would be great. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to agree as well. 2-2.
Nice.
Arsenal Wolves. What do we reckon?
A tough game as an Arsenal fan.
Ugh, that's excellent. I like that reaction.
Yeah, it is. I think Arsenal will score. I think Wolves will score. I'm going to go 1-1. I think it's got a draw. I think it's a draw.
Yep, Jim.
I'm going to say, even though Wolves are, I'm just going to say it's going to be 2-1 to Arsenal. It's going to be a hard game for both, but I think Arsenal have to as well bring something back to the table, and I think they will at home.
I think Wolves are actually going to come to London and pick up some points. I think it's going to be 2-1 Wolves.
I'm going to take back my 1-1 prediction. I'm going to make it. I just forgot the Wolves are shit going forward. I'm going to say 1-0 Arsenal.
Wow.
There you go.
All right, so that's the first. Well, not the first, but the most outlandish call of the night. Leicester Fulham.
Wow. Yeah, it's going to be a Leicester win. I think they're going to have to run riot after the poor performance against Liverpool, even though Liverpool were sadly really good. It's going to be 3-1 to Leicester.
Okay.
I don't see Fulham scoring. I think it's going to be 3-0 Leicester.
I'm going to go one more. I think it's going to be 4-0 Leicester. Jamie Vardy is on for a hat-trick.
Nice.
And
this is when, fast track for next pod when we're recording, that Fulham beat Leicester 3-0.
Oh, you can just see it happening. Mitrovic is going to score 6. West Ham, Aston Villa. Last game of the game week.
Should be entertaining. They're both in good form. They're both playing really good football. I don't know what to say. Jack, go on.
I'm going to go 1-1.
If Barkley comes back, I think it'll be a 2-1 to Aston Villa.
Ooh. So I don't think Barkley's going to be back for this week. For that reason, I'm going to go 1-1. I think it's going to be a really tight, really interesting game. Right, so that's everything for this week. Let's just give another shout out to, if you want to join our FPL mini league, you can do so with the code DKSORK. That's DKSORK. You will see me at Cop Out somewhere down towards the bottom. You'll see Jim at Lapis Lazuli Optimum right at the top, and somewhere in the middle you'll see Jack at Tin Pot Town. Go and follow us on the socials. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah, guys, this has been good. Until next week.
Until next week.
Have a good one.